Alright, here's the deal. I, sitting right in front of me, have all of the books over the last 5 years that I have begun to read, but haven't been able to finish. Well, I mean, I've had the ability to finish them, but I just haven't. And it ultimately comes back to the same overarching reason of all the long list of excuses that I can give. There's really one reason why I haven't finished reading them. And it's simply because, frankly, I got distracted. Well, we say we get distracted because that's the easy way to explain it. The hard way to hear it, but the more realistic way of looking at it would be that other things became more important, even things that are bad for us. And here's the thing, if anybody understands being busy, it's me. Life is busy. Like, I'm a worship leader, I make content, I write music, I work full time. I understand busy, but nobody's that busy. If there's one thing I know as a soda connoisseur, a compulsive doom scroller, and a recovering porn addict, it's that we have a lot more time than we realize. We could just cut out the things that are objectively bad for us and commit to the things that are significantly more valuable to us, things that could actually add existential value to our lives, then perhaps we'd be much farther along than we are as a people, because we've arrived at a generation now where we are very lazy and shallow, where we don't take a lot of initiative and we're not very nuanced people. And it's much easier and convenient to pinhole ourselves and each other into little cubicles and these unnuanced, extremely shallow ideas of what a person really is. And I think that's just a product of the time that we're living in, frankly, because music is so easily accessible to us. We have countless playlists filled with thousands of songs in them, to the point where nobody really takes the time to pull a vinyl out of its sleeve and drop that needle on it ever so gently as to not ruin the record, and experiencing it that way. Now, that's not to suggest that listening through the speakers of a vinyl record player is an objectively better listening experience. From my experience, it's just not in most cases. But the commitment to the experience, and not just expecting and just detaching yourself almost entirely from the result of what could happen, frankly, creates a much more worthy payoff when you prolong the process just a little bit and commit to actually making it happen for yourself. And that's why I prefer to actually have physical books and not just listen to it. And that's not to say I don't listen to audiobooks, because I definitely do see the merit. And frankly, and I know this because I've tested it, I could very easily finish a book in less than 2 days if I were to just listen to it. But just by reading it, by taking the time to actually read it on physical on a physical copy, it takes significantly longer. But that's exactly the point. It's two different experiences completely. Two different ways of absorbing this information. So instead of just catching these quick little bumper sticker type aphorisms throughout, now you can collect thorough nuance by seeing it on the page and being able to go back to it. That's why I prefer reading it as opposed to just listening to it. And I say that to also say that I'm definitely committed to finishing all of these books at some point. Not to mention, I forgot this while I was talking, so coming back while editing this, just to remind you that in a world that throws everything at us all at once, it is a discipline to choose to slow down and just commit to one thing at a time, which is what, when sitting down and reading a physical book forces you to absorb this information one page at a time. And that's why I see the value. Hopefully that helps. And especially for us Christian folk, I feel like that is a fad that we can afford to miss out on. Nag for convenience and comfort, as opposed to getting uncomfortable when the biblical principle of what wisdom is and what seeking after it really means. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, though it cost you all you have, get understanding. And the author continues down in verse 20. My son, pay attention to what I say. Turn your ear to my words. Do not let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them and health to one's whole body. Though it costs us something in the short term, in the long term, it is far more beneficial for us to make that sacrifice and to get out of our own way and do the thing that we know we should do, even when it's difficult. Because that's the core of what a discipline is. Doing things that we have to do, even when we don't want to. And the discipline of focus is the root of so many other disciplines that can be implemented in our lives. And the fact that we don't have a lot of discipline in so many areas, just doing a little bit of digging, when we come to find that, frankly, our lack of focus is the root of why we're not thriving in any of these other areas. Staying in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 15, the heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. It's not just about collecting information, it's about understanding it. That's why James talks about being slow to do virtually everything, but if you're quick to do anything, be quick to listen, be quick to understand. But how often in the West are we quick to jump to receiving the result and we miss out on the process? And frankly, I think it's without the process and we're not able to appreciate the progress. And without the appreciation for the progress, how ready will we be when we receive the promise? I'm reminded of the parable of the wedding feast, where all these people are invited to be a part of something, but none of them are very ambitious in terms of getting involved and responding to the thing that the master wants to do, because it requires a piece of them that they're not willing to give, because other things have become more important. They got distracted by other things, though they might be good. There's something much better. I say all that to say, not to just brag about being a nerd and preferring vinyl, and to bag on myself for not being able to finish a single book for some reason, but to encourage a discipline and a culture of focus. And that's not to slight you if you listen to audiobooks. If that's what you do, then by all means do it. Well, reading just isn't for me. No. If you are able to read, then reading is for you, and you should. And I think the fact that you don't want to just speaks all the more to the fact that maybe you should give it a shot. On that note, proverb a day keeps the foolishness away. If nowhere else, start there. That's all I really got. So hopefully there's something here for you to take away from it. I mean, I very well could have just put this in a short form video, but I think the whole appeal of this video is how people lack nuance and very few actually seek it out. So I guess in a way this kind of fulfills its purpose. Yeah, that's all I got.